what? We back, y'all. Listen, you
Hey.
are here. And from our perspective, this is a Tony and Tony collaboration. We got together on this, and we want to bring it to you people just to see what you guys are thinking. Okay?
Yeah, so there was a discussion that was happening today. My husband had the discussion, I guess at work. They was talking among themselves, but then he brought it home. So it kind of started up this whole little conversation on what really is
happening.
Yeah, so we was talking, I guess you guys was talking about dating.
Now,
and we talk about how dating is not really like it used to be back in the day. At least that's what they say.
It's a whole lot has changed. A whole lot has changed. And you guys are going to date us. And what I mean by date us is that we still adhere to certain standards, to certain traditions as far as, just general dating. But in this 21st century, dating's on another whole level, and I'm pretty sure you guys can agree.
So now, it is different now. Dating is not like it used to be. You know how you used to come over to your parents' home and kind of ask the father or meet the mother or whomever. If it's parents or a parent, you had to come over and ask if you could take the daughter out. Out on a date. And so it's a little different than what it was.
It's a lot different.
When they came over and they sat down and they spoke with the parent or parents, if you will, there was some things that that was said during that meeting, where the father would say, okay, I'll let my daughter go to the movies with you, but I want her to return like she left. And that's how it used to be. It used to be where they brought that one that they was interested in home, or came to the house, like I said, and asked for to take their daughter out.
Ask for that opportunity. And and my wife is saying, okay, dating. First of all, a guy or girl. Now, back in the day, not too many girls invited men on to dates. Generally, it was the men that asked the girls. And it's based upon a biblical principle that says if a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing. Okay, we're not going biblical, but we're just trying to say that it was always taught or believed that the men would seek the women. Now, I know you modern women today ain't got time for no man trying to seek you because everybody's doing their own thing. But when you go back to dating, what my wife so eloquently spoke on was how that when a gentleman suitor, caller, found himself interested in a female, and she felt that liking for him as well.
Or maybe playing hard to get. Remember those days too? We used to play hard to get.
Yeah, used to.
The guy had to kind of prove himself.
Come on.
That he really liked you before you would even look his way or consider.
Yes.
You may be amongst your girls and say, yeah, he's cute and this and that and that and this, but he would never know that.
Right.
Because he had to first come up or had to prove himself.
He had to prove himself because there's a lot of cute dudes with bad breath. Hello, somebody. You get what I'm saying?
How about bad attitude?
And I said breath, but what I meant is a lot of cute guys and girls that look a certain way, but they got real negative attitudes. They got real, they're mean. Their demeanor is real bad. They be like, hey, how you doing? And some people is feeling themselves. So like my wife said, before they would even get to the point of meeting a parent for a date, the woman would have a vesting process that she would put the gentleman through to make sure that it was legit. And if she found that need, she didn't sneak around. She didn't just meet him at the mall. She didn't cut school.
No.
And we going all the way back to school. I know there's a lot of people like, man, we was doing just about everything you can imagine back in school, But no, there are certain people that wasn't doing everything you can imagine. And the girl, when she found that dude interesting and that she wanted to spend some time and she wanted to go on an official date, what she would do is bring him to meet her parents.
Yes. That
You
was
know.
one of the requirements.
You had to meet
If
the
you
parents.
was raised in, that kind of home, that was one of the requirements. If if you wanted to go out on a date, you had to come to the house and meet, even
And
if that
present
was
yourself.
the move. Yeah,
Present
they
yourself.
had to know that you was,
Serious.
yes,
You wasn't a creep. So after she brought you to the house, the parents would size you up.
besides you.
There used to be a thing called discernment, right? And the dad and the mom could look at the dude and just about tell, some got through the crack, but tell if this guy meant his daughter any good,
right.
right? First of all, kudos for the daughter for having the tenacity to not to be a loose woman and bring this cat to the house.
Right.
Now that he's in the house, the dad and the mom would sit down and the dad would have a conversation with him.
Yes, and it was more like an eye-to-eye contact.
Right.
And it was like if you didn't keep that or hold that eye-to-eye contact at the end of that dating, at the end of that little, meeting with the parents, that was an automatic no. So it had to been like an eye-to-eye contact. Could you imagine how uncomfortable that was? Where the guy had to come to the house and sit down and speak with your parent.
And your
or
parent would look
parents.
at him as a
Size him
parent
up.
and look at him and see can he look him in the eye. And let me say this. And for a gentleman to do that, it shows respect.
Yes.
It shows that his intentions was not
It was
to
good.
be foul.
Yes.
So even for him to do that, because now, if a cat don't feel like that's even, worthy of it, ask a modern girl if she would bring a dude home to meet her parents before they go on a date. Now, we ain't talking about marriage. A lot of people talking about, oh, no, you do that when you get married. We talking about a date.
A date.
You're talking about going to the movies, some popcorn,
Yeah.
some M&M's, some Zuzus. You get what I'm saying? Just a date.
That's how it used to be. I know when you and I met.
Come
That
on.
wasn't when we met.
And I was a pretty boy.
Yeah. Well,
So she
that's
go,
what you
"Hey."
say. No. He was fairly handsome at the time.
What do fairly mean? That means a little bit?
No.
Okay.
But yeah,
But I
when
got
he
the
came
girl.
to my house, my
Yes,
parent was
yes.
my mom, and he had to meet up with my,
You have to
talk with my
stand
mom.
and talk to her.
And she wanted to know, what is your intention for her daughter? What is your intention? What are you planning on doing? She trying to fill out, she had a lot of questions because she was trying to fill out where his mindset was.
Now, mind you, we
And she
grew up.
also had her piece in her
See, I didn't know she had a pistol till later, but that's neither here nor there.
because she had 4 girls, so she had to make
Yes.
sure.
And let me tell you something. This was in the city of Cleveland, and we lived off of St. Clair, whereas, wasn't per se in the hood. But, okay. So what I was saying is, it's not what I was saying about the inner city.
Right.
It's not the
Not-
ghetto,
right.
not the hood. But I'm saying even back then, living in the inner city, there were standards.
Yes.
Everybody want to make the inner city or the hood or the ghetto look like it was a loose place to be. There was no standards. There was no morals. There was no dignity.
Right.
There wasn't people
Right.
doing the right thing. No, even in the inner city, we did the right thing.
We did the right thing. That's
We
right.
presented ourselves as young men and women. Now, we're not talking about no church base. I didn't grow up going to church,
No, he didn't. But I did.
right?
I grew up, but I still had my, I grew up in the church. Doesn't mean that the church was in me, but I was around the church. So, and I had standards that was according to the church standards. Because
And growing up with a grandmother,
Yes.
grandfather,
Yes.
aunts and uncles,
Yes.
dad, mom, you get what I'm saying? There were certain things inherently put in
That-
us, even, so I'm saying, if she had all those certain standards, And I had those certain standards from how I grew up.
Right.
I still knew that I had to present myself
Yes.
as a decent young man.
Right. Exactly.
And I had to present myself to a family that married that.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? In other words, if her parents didn't care, I didn't have to go meet them. I could have just said, hey man, let's hook up and meet somewhere.
And then I would have said no.
And if she was that type of girl, she'd have been like, okay. Then we'd have just been meeting up regardless. Right. But when you have to present yourself in dating then, and that standard and that vesting is still going on today.
Yeah.
But what has happened is something else that's creeped into our community,
yes,
into our young ladies, and definitely into our young men.
Right, right.
Voice the conversation had today with the guys. We talking about dating. Mm-hmm. And the men, these are some young brothers that I'm talking about. One, in his early 20s, another one in his early 30s. And they was talking about how dating today is so different. Mm-hmm. Because for one, the women are so needy.
Well,
what I mean by needy is he trying to date her and she want to get some bills paid. Whoa, what just happened?
Well, I don't know. I keep
based upon who you talk to. Now I'm talking about who I talk to.
I don't think that's everybody. So
we ain't saying it everybody. Yes. But what I'm saying is these guys was telling me that they can't find a woman worthy enough to date. They telling me this. They say I can't even find a woman worthy enough to date because nowadays women just want to get flew out. They want you to spend some money on them, and they want you to. Women are so aggressive now.
Well, you can't say all women.
I ain't saying all women.
Okay, because.
But I'm saying about the women that they was talking to.
Well, and that's probably what they draw.
No, that's see
what they draw to them.
These are some
because they got to
men.
be able to bring something. They have to be able to
what?
Have some kind of standard. Now, if those are the kind of women that they are pulling.
No.
Then,
this
if
is
those
good.
are the kind of women
here.
that they're pulling.
Now she gonna blame the man.
No, I'm not blaming, but I'm just saying.
You're saying
that you got to kind of
their
look
actions can only attract hoochie mamas and gold diggers. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying their action, but
these dudes want a relationship.
Yeah.
And can't find a woman that's willing to put in that time for a relationship.
Their mindset has to be up there.
Who? Theirs or hers?
Well, both. You got to be able to go where what you are really looking for. If you're not looking for somebody to say, I want you to pay my bills, then you're going to have to bring your mindset up to a point and then get to another circle.
Okay, pause. Let me say this.
Get to another circle and
this means pause.
Where you can go to pull those kind of women. Now, you can't be saying that I want this kind of woman when you're this kind of man.
No, that's that's
so when you're just
not talking about
this kind of man, then you're going to go for whatever women is on that level.
No.
Because every woman is not saying I want you to pay my bills because there are some that comes with their own.
See, you defending the woman. We're not talking about all women. We're talking about the women that they're saying that's out there. Now they're using a broad perspective, right?
Okay.
And what I mean, that's why I said pause, because justifiably, if a woman already asking you to pay bills, it ain't just her. It's the kind of women that you attract.
You're drawing.
This is what I'm saying. I get that, but when I'm saying these cats that I'm talking about.
Okay.
They're not just looking for not just that kind of woman that they attract to them. Mm-hmm. But what I was talking about, not just the woman to pay your bills, but now women are looking for ballers. They're looking for cats that can get something. One dude told us that he was driving down the street and he'd seen a young lady and he wanted to talk to her. So he introduced himself to her. And throughout the conversation, she eventually told him that I can give you my number, but you're going to have to either put some money, Facebook or FaceTime her some money or something, and get in her DMs and all, and follow her. It was a whole lot that he had to do.
But what was he driving driving up on?
He didn't have that. He didn't have that kind of car. I guess it's the way he was looking. She was sizing him up.
And he got to stop on the street. What I mean, what was she doing on
That's
the
what I'm
street?
saying. Not that kind of street. She was just walking to the mall. You know, if you meet one on the street, them prices are always up front. Not that I know about it, but come on.
No.
This is what we're saying. So the guys meet these girls, and they were just saying that they got to either get their hair done, their nails done, got to get that lace front tightened up. You get what I'm saying?
But everybody is not doing
everybody,
that.
but what I'm saying, I'm just talking about the conversation.
Okay.
This is the conversation they had with me. I'm not saying, I wasn't on the other end saying to them, sometimes you got to listen. And what I did was just listen at what they talked about. I gave them the ear. I just gave them the ear. See, they look at this gray beard and they figure, if I've been in a relationship that I've been in for 40 plus years, that I must know a little something, right? And they just was running it past me to see what the old head was thinking. And then I listened and I heard that they want relationships, but the woman that they keep coming across in this modern era always has and always looking to come up any way they can.
Well, I have to say too that the young ladies that I hear their story.
Wait a minute now, see. Now, if you hear, now this is what we need to do. Listen, y'all need to tune into this. Like, comment, and subscribe. Because we gonna uncover the questions that you guys are asking.
Yes.
They're asking like, the men is asking for women.
And the women are asking for men.
And the women are asking for men.
Good men.
Whoa, what's good?
Good.
What is good?
Making sure they
we didn't say
bring
good
in
women.
something
We
to
just said women in general.
Well, somebody that works. If they're working, they want somebody that's working.
That's
they want
gimme.
somebody that's
What man don't work? This is what I'm trying to figure out. When did you men stop working? Who told y'all not to work? What man don't work?
Well, we got quite a few that's out there, and don't let it.
That
I don't want it to
work
sound like
or can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out what man don't work. Who called himself a MAN and don't work? Don't work, not can't work, but don't work. Choose not to work. Think about that. Come on, Tony.
I don't know. This is the age where, I don't know. But like I said, the women that I talk to, the young ladies that I talk to at my job, they're looking for good men.
What age we talking about?
We're talking 20s on up, 30s.
Single women
Yes.
or single mothers with kids?
It's a mixture. I have some that have spoken to me that don't have kids, but they're looking to get married and they're looking to meet someone.
So what are they coming up across? What are they running into? What are they running into?
That the guys are coming with baggage.
What's that? What the baggage mean? They
Baggage.
moving in already?
No, I mean they come with drama. They come in with already made family, and I know these are the days where pretty much this is what you have to settle with.
You just said you had some ladies with baggage, with babies.
Well,
Men coming into the relationship with babies or just men with mama drama?
Yeah, and some of them living, they talking about still living with their mom.
Okay.
And that's okay too if you got a plan
Now you're of a certain age. A certain age, you can't be living with your mom.
That you are planning on moving or getting your own. But they want someone that's responsible, somebody that they take, want to take them out to dinner, and then they say sometimes they can pay for the dinner, but they just looking for somebody that
I need semantics. Listen, guys. Listen, don't let her off the hook. We need semantics. We need what they saying the men are coming with. You said baggage.
Well, we're talking about these are women that's
looking for
have
me.
their career. They have their career. They're nurses. They're
nurse
practitioners.
You know what that sounds like? They need a man making a certain amount of money. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I mean, they don't want to have to take care of the guy. Of course not.
But we asking for what they want.
We want them to come with what they have.
What's that?
If we're talking nurses and nurses practitioners, and we're talking about people that already have their career up and going. Okay, so if they have their career up and going and they're trying to find someone that can match that.
There it goes. There it go.
Well, I mean, I
No,
don't
no.
want nobody that if I'm a doctor,
This is good. This is
okay,
good. This is
I don't
good.
want to go and find somebody that, you know, I got to take care of.
No, see, no, that's what we saying.
That I got a house.
See, oh
I
my
don't need
God.
a
Seriously,
roommate.
Seriously, this is what you're hearing. If this is what you're hearing, there's the great divide, and there is what a couple of cats has talked about. When women look for a man, they're trying to find a man that either can meet, match, or be
Well, at
above
least.
him, or be above, make as much. But listen, ladies, I'm gonna tell y'all something.
But they're not looking for them to take care of them. I mean,
We-
you got to,
we
they're
get
not
that.
looking for them to pay their bills.
I
They're
totally
not
get
looking
that.
for them to just, you know, they're not just going, gimme, gimme, gimme. No, I'm willing to share in this, you know, but I don't want nobody that can't share in. I don't want to have to, you know, like I said, you get someone and they don't have,
The
funds.
financial equancy or even close to. This is what I'm saying. Listen, when you put a monetary and coming from my
not
wife,
that.
this is not her argument. This is her opinion. Coming from my wife, meeting at 20, right? Now, I get it. When you at a certain career state of mind. Let me tell you something, ladies. Half of you careers is the reason y'all lonely. Because you have put
How can
more.
you say that?
Reason I'm saying it because if you're trying to meet somebody that matches you, listen, ladies, when you go into the schools and the majority of people in the hospitals, right? Nursing practitioners, right?
I'm just listening to see where you're going with
I'm
this.
saying the majority of them are women.
Well,
The-
they have to. Why do they have to get their own career? Back in the day, it didn't used to be like that. But now,
No.
they have to have a career because they have to support themselves because the men are, I don't want to say, but, you know, you just have this is a different age. You want to make sure that you take care of yourself.
Which I understand, but what I'm saying is when you put your career next to your companionship. Okay, what if you make 100,000, but he makes 40,000? Is that a match? You make 100, he makes 40. Is that a match? No.
I think love can
Women-
be found
Wait a
can come
minute.
in different
Wait a minute.
packages. However, I just don't think it's good when the woman has her career, but yet she has to take care.
Well, you
of a
keep
guy that's
saying
not
take
there.
care. We definitely not take care of a man.
But
But like
getting
I
back
said,
to dating,
what if a
getting
man
back to
makes
dating.
40,000 and you make 100,000? Can there be a love connection? Come on, let me see some thumbs up. Let me see
What
some
are your
thumbs up.
thoughts?
Let's see some thumbs up. Oh, the director
What are
said
your
yes.
thoughts? Because I believe that love can come in different packages, but it all depends on what you are willing to put up with.
What I'm saying, ladies, don't let a financial obligation ruin you from love. Now, that $40,000 a year man may love you regardless. Don't you allow your financial maturity separate you from a real man that can love you. Now, definitely, we ain't asking no ladies to take in and start taking care of no man. That's without a doubt. Don't do that. Of course not. But don't let your career, see what happened? Don't let your career separate you from the janitor. Woo! Woo! You're welcome. You are welcome. Don't let your
sorry, I
career
didn't
separate you from the janitor. There used to be a time, let me
Let
tell you
your
something.
career separate you from the
That you-
janitor. Explain that.
If a man making $50,000 a year as a janitor and you making $100,000 as a nurse practitioner,
No, nurse practitioner.
right? Don't let your job separate you from
Your job?
your title, and your position can separate you from love. You trying to get the man that everybody trying to get. You trying to get the $100,000 man. You want the man for $100,000. Guess what? Everybody want him, but ain't nobody looking at the poor janitor. The poor janitor, huh? But you trying to get the $100,000 a year, man, that everybody like.
But I
And he
it
think
all
he
boils
cute.
down.
But the poor janitor, he may look a little scruffy, but he's a hard-working man. He done took care of himself. He take care, and he, was looking for love. But he want a woman that's gonna treat him like a man. See, when you make them $100,000 a year job, you ain't gonna want to fix the janitor nothing because he's the janitor. And when you want to stop cooking anyway, that's another whole subject. We're gonna take a quick commercial. We'll be right back after these messages.
Don't go
Tony
anywhere.
Perspective.